Welcome to another Quantum Conversation, brought to you by AcousticHealth.com. I'm Loren Galey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, everyone, as we are continuing to expand into the space of our heart. We are going to be talking about the blue rose flame. This is something that has been newly introduced to my guest today, who's been working with the blue rose flame, and we're going to learn all about it. Rachel Goodwin is here with us once again on this quantum conversation. She's a beautiful person. She has been a channel for Ascended Master Sarah. And we're going to learn about Sarah as well. She's daughter of Magdalene and Yeshua. And so she is a priestess and a master teacher and a spiritual teacher as well. So we're going to learn about the blue flame, the blue rose flame. Rachel, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I am so excited to be here tonight. It's evening. I'm in Denmark. I think the rest of you are sort of more in daytime, but yeah, it's been quite a wild ride for me with the blue rose flame.
Yes, okay. The blue rose flame. We're going to have the opportunity to connect to it and to feel it. Can you share with us when this came to you and how it came to you?
Yeah, so it was a few years ago now, just before COVID, I think, because I was out one night for a walk in the evening, and I don't often go out for walks in the evening. We have a son, Benji, who's got autism and ADHD, and usually by the evening I'm finished. But this night I think I've been working all day. I had to get out for a walk. I was like, okay, I'm going. And it was dark and there was all these stars in the sky. It was a really beautiful night. And Venus was really, really like, just everywhere I walked, Venus was like shining up in the sky in front of me. And so where I live in Denmark is a town called Roskilde, just outside Copenhagen, and it is full of sacred springs. I mean, the energies here are incredible, really, really beautiful. And just across the road from where I live, I have a park that has ponds, that has spring water running all the way through it. So I'm there walking around this park thinking, wow, look at Venus, isn't this lovely? And I stopped at a place next to one of the ponds that has all these spring water in. And normally there's a bench. So it's an old park, and there's like all these old stones around that make up these piles. And there's this place where there was all these old stones, but the bench had been taken away for renovation probably, or replacing. Anyway, I stood on these stones. I was looking up at Venus, and then I just got completely transfixed because all of this energy started coming through me. And I was there for quite a while. I mean, I'm a bit of a trancey person, you know, I'm a channel, and, you know, I go into trance quite easily. And I don't know how long I was there, but it was a while. Anyway, I was like, afterwards, I was like, wow, I don't really know what happened there, but that was great. And off I went home. Anyway, I realized, because, you know, this is a place where I go and walk around like nearly every day, that when I went back, and because I read landscape energies, like I just look at places and I can read like earth energies, I realized when I was going back, I kept thinking, that energy's still there. And I realized eventually that a portal had opened up. And again, I had no idea what had really happened. But I have a podcast that I do every now and then, and I was interviewing a lovely woman called Mary Tobin, and she works with the Order of the Blue Rose. And I was doing a bit of research on her, looking up the channeling she'd done, and she'd written this channeling about the blue rose And I was like, hang on a minute. I recognize this energy. This is the portal that opens up across the road. And yeah, it's heavily connected to Venus. That's one of the things that it's connected to. So that's how it started.
So beautiful that it was through Venus and that love connection. And so, would you say that the blue rose flame, could it be called an order, a group, a collective of beings, higher realm beings? Who do you think, or who do you understand and sense them to be?
Yeah, so some people call it the order of the blue rose. I like to call it the lineage of the blue rose. And I actually picture that as a circle that we are, those of us who are kind of drawn to, we're kind of in it. And there is a really long lineage of men and women. It's a divine feminine order, but there's still men that are part of it, that we're all kind of standing in this circle together. It's beautiful energy. I can't wait to share it with everyone.
Yes, we are excited for that as well. Really quite special. So let's it's here to assist us at this time. Can you share why it's forward and what it's attempting, what these masters are attempting to do? We're definitely shift, aren't we? They're assisting a great shift.
Yeah, so I just realized I didn't answer one of your points that you asked me. So, I mean, some people feel that Mother Mary has started this lineage. Some people say it's Mary Magdalene, but they're definitely, I think it's very hard to say when you have a circle of people who has kind of started it. There's so many in there, and it really goes back to Lemuria. And I would say, it was seeded at the beginning of time. And we find a lot of names coming up over and over again. So there's the Egyptian divine feminine goddesses in there, Isis, Hathor, Bastet. And then we also have names like Venus, Aphrodite, Kuan Yin comes up. So there's a lot of kind of love from the heart stuff. Sophia, she's a very powerful energy in it. The priestesses of Avalon. And then we get King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table coming in as a very protective energy, as well as Archangel Michael. Melchizedek comes in and he assists very much with kind of creating the structure and the form for the energy that you need to be in. It's quite a few. It's a big lineage.
Yes, it is. It's huge, and it's quite magical. Just this notion of the color blue, we would think the blue ray, masters of the blue ray, and so the blueness, that color for you, can you share, is that individual will? How do you understand the blue color? We've seen it all over the cosmos, right? The Krishna and the blue beings in the Hindic scriptures. So that's the blue.
I mean, and there's definitely crossovers with the blue ray. I do see a lot of similarities, and it's kind of like that energy. And then we've got Yeshua and Mary Magdalene and Sophia and Mother Mary, and this sort of very divine feminine thing coming in. But for me, the blue, I mean, there's different things there. I mean, one is that cosmic energy. So when I saw like this energy coming in from Venus, it feels like, because Venus is closer, that Venus sort of acts as a sort of a focus for the other energies to come through, because we've also got the Pleiades coming in.
Yes.
We've got Sirius coming in. There's these other energies coming in, but they seem to kind of focus through Venus and, that really, really strong love energy. So very, very cosmic with that blue, but there's also a very, very strong water element in it. And so I was asking Sarah today, so the blue rose flame is simply a way, you could call it the blue rose ray. It's simply a way of describing the essence of the energy that this lineage is carrying, like in its purest form, because each member of that lineage will carry it through their like energy matrix. But if you take all that away and just take the essence, that's the blue rose flame, or the blue rose ray. And so I was asking Sarah, you know, why are you the keeper of the blue rose ray, or the blue rose flame? And there was a few things that she had to say about that. It's partly because, so Sarah's the daughter of Mary Magdalene and Yeshua, and it's kind of like the next generation coming in.
Yes. Wow.
You know, and of course there has to be new ascended masters coming in, and this is a time now where we're going to start to see more new ascended masters coming in. And it's not because like the old ones are no good anymore, it's not like that, but there is always a natural progression of things where people, or ascended master beings or light beings, move along. So it's her time, and she's very much here for the new earth. So it really fits that she's the keeper of the blue rose flame. Another thing is she does have a very strong watery element about her. So her energy is really balanced. She's the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together in oneness. Her parents are Mary Magdalene and Yeshua. So she is the expression of the sacred marriage. So she kind of has everything within her, which makes her really interesting to work with. But saying all of that, there's a very strong like watery thing. Like she has a violet flame, it's a lilac violet flame. It's a very strong water energy to it. And that, she said, when I asked her today, she said that watery element is needed at the moment to balance up, because there's a lot of stuff with healing with the blue rose lineage, all of the kind of wounding that's gone on with the divine feminine, with like witch wounds and, you know, the patriarchal stuff and all that kind of thing. And this watery element is coming in, and that's very much blue as well. And yeah, she's always impressed upon me, like, first of all, we need to work with like healing the seas.
Yes.
What's that's done, like, and when I'm talking about the energy, you know, because she's very, very metaphysical, Sarah. Once the seas are sort of in a better state, then we can start dealing with the land. Sorry, I went off to a lot of things there.
I love it. Thank you so much for the depth of that. Wow. So when we hold our vision of new earth, holding that vision of new earth, it is a vision of pure turquoise colored waters with beautiful sands. And so if we want to work with the water and help heal the oceans and bring that vision forward, you know, microplastics are all over, even in the middle of the ocean. I think I just saw that the sail race, that the great racing yacht race has, every test they took has these microplastics.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
If we wanted to do this, is it holding a visualization? What can each of us do to take some action around this?
So I work quite a lot with chant, Sanskrit chant. And there are different chants that I use for healing. And I think the chant to Sarah herself, because so the Sanskrit, so this was a Sanskrit chant when I very first started working with Sarah. it just appeared in my head one day. And I think I actually have this on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel called Rachel Goodwin, and there's all sorts of stuff that's been on there from over the years. And there's a chant to Sarah, and it goes Om Shri Saraye Narayani Namostute. And Saraye, so that's Sara, S-A-R-A, with Ye, which is kind of the prefix that you give to divine feminine powers in Sanskrit. It actually means like endless ocean, or some sort of, yeah, something about it being infinite in Sanskrit. So I like to chant that when I'm thinking about the ocean, because she has this very powerful healing quality, and she has this violet flame. So it's kind of bringing in her violet flame, and then it's bringing in, she has this green emerald flame as well. That is life, and it's healing. So that feels like a really nice way. I mean, that's especially for me, because I love working with chant.
So this is beautiful. And I know that so many who are watching and listening want to learn that chant. Let's just take a few moments and do it, because Dr. Masaru Emoto's work with the way that love and prayer was given to water in Japan, it actually healed that water. It cleaned that water. So that is proof for those who need that scientific effort that this is real and that it does have an effect. So let's just take a few moments and have you chant that so we can get it.
Do you want me to write it into the chat as well so people can see it?
Yes, I'll put it in the YouTube channel as well, but that would be beautiful. And there's so many Sanskrit chants that we can use as well. While you're doing that, I just want to share, I've witnessed in my own life these chants literally changing things around. There it is, beautiful. Om Sri Saraye Narayani Namostute. Namostute. Did I say that right? Okay. I'm going to put that in. These are beautiful. And I had my husband do a chant, and there was a financial issue that he needed help with. And it took a while. I mean, it took like a good year or so, but he held that vision, and guess what? It was resolved. So
yeah. I use chant every day. Yeah, I started doing long practices, and then I realized I would do 40 days at a time, and then I realized that I might as well just do them all the time. So
constant. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'm putting the chant for healing the water in our oh, what's happening? Okay, let's go ahead and do that, and I'll put it in the YouTube channel. Thank you, Rachel.
And I'll just say, Narayani, he belongs in one of the Hindu pantheons, and he is the transcendent creator that exists outside of manifest creation. And he's the one that puts the divine spark into each of us. So he represents our kind of perfect divinity. So that's in there as well.
Yes.
Okay. So I can just chant that for a few minutes, and then people can just chant along with me. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm posting it again in our Zoom chat. There it is, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Om Shri Saraye Narayani Namostute. 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 Om Shri Saraye Narayani Namostute.
Thank you. We've got that. And I have written it down on my little notepad. It's really important. There's even a river near my place in the planet that needs this help. And it was given to me by another channel that ritual and chant like this is very effective. And so thank you. You've given us a great gift. So everyone, please use this and use it, and let's hold this vision of new earth. And what I love about this blue rose is that even the Hindic scriptures of Lemuria talk of how humans, how we came from the great central suns and came through Venus. There's that beautiful portal of Venus again. So that has corroborated what you are saying about this. And it is galactic energy. And I just love that it is this Lemuria rising as well, with so many other aspects. But it just seems so timely, doesn't it?
I mean, this year, so, this was a few years ago. I know it was just before COVID, because that bench didn't get replaced for a really long time because everything just shut down for, I can't even remember how long it was now, but it was a year or two before that bench got put back. But it's nice because it means I can go and sit actually on that portal now and like ask for guidance and stuff like that. So that's fantastic. Yeah.
I know we're going to get to the blue rays. We're going to connect with that lineage. It's going to be beautiful. But I have to ask you, you had mentioned that you can read the energy of the land.
Yeah.
Can we all learn how to do that? What's that like for you?
I honestly don't know. Now, I suspect that it's in my DNA lineage.
Okay.
And this is one of the things that we work with. So after I connected with the blue rose, then they said, do an initiation, do a blue rose flame initiation. I did that. And then they said, do a training. And I'm like, okay, because, I never know anything about what I'm doing when I start. And then they give me the information as I go along. And it's just this huge learning curve for me. And then, like I talk to people like you or other people that join, and then they tell me these things that kind of fit in with it. But we do a lot of work with our ancestral line, partly because we have a symbol of the blue rose lineage that we work with, and we put that kind of in the center of our ancestral energy, which helps us in being lifted out of some of the heavier stuff, shall we say, as well as bringing in some healing. But the really interesting thing is that all of us have been chosen to come into a particular lineage for a reason. And if you look all the way back to the beginning of the lineage, there is, at the beginning of everyone's family lineage, it's just pure divine light. And there's a job purpose with it. We all come in, our souls go, okay, I want to be in that lineage because there's this task that's been taken on at the beginning of that lineage. We've forgotten so much of this stuff. And I actually started tapping into this a few years ago when I moved to Denmark, and I started working with the Elder Futhark runes, which is like the most ancient rune set. And I think some of your audience has probably been listening to some of the stuff that I know Jean Ang has done some stuff on the runes. So the Old Norse, they were very, very connected in with their ancestors. They expected their ancestors to work for them. So they did a lot of calling on them, okay, we need this, we need your help with that. You know, they really got them to work for them. So through the runes, there's a really, you can work with like the letters of your name, your surnames, and really get a strong connection back to your ancestral lineage. And that's when I started to see this kind of flow going all the way back to the beginning. And at some point in my work, because I mean, I started off, you know, not any kind of spiritual person when I was young. It sort of all started happening to me when I was about 26, and then just, you know, built up over the years. And at some point along that journey, I realized I could see land energies and read the landscape. And then at some point I realized, hang on, I never learned how to do this. This is from my DNA. This is from my ancestral lineage. And it's one of the jobs of my ancestral lineage is to do that.
Well, you're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And holding the and holding and sharing the blue rose flame with the planet. That's part of your lineage. Can we say that if we love the color blue, obviously it's my favorite color, that is something, that's something to pay attention to when we are so tuned into specific colors?
Yeah, I think so. And colors are wonderful in that way. So, and symbols. So, you know, someone might see that blue rose energy and just love it and not particularly know why, but it just starts there and you're drawn towards it. And yeah, it's the same with, like, you know, the color blue itself. There's always a reason, but sometimes, you know, with me, I always get given little snippets as I go along. I never get told anything all at once. And I think that's partly because you're learning as you go along that journey. But yeah, absolutely. Pay attention when you have strong feelings about something. Never ignore it. It always means something.
I'm going to stretch that to encompass other things, like when you're reading a book and there's something that makes you cry or you feel into something, that could indicate a past life. Or when we have an aversion. So we have an affinity to things like Hawaii. How many of us love Hawaii and always loved it? Dolphins, whales, all of that. But then also an affinity or an aversion to certain things. That's an indication as well. And so that is a great little lesson for all of us, just to pay attention to some of these feelings and to come back into the heart and be at one with all of those feelings. Okay, so let's have you talk a little bit about what you're going to do. There's a process you're going to bring for our group. Thank you for that. We're also going to get a personal Blue Rose Code mentor. Tell us about that.
Just before I do that, I just had a thought, and I didn't want to forget to mention this because I think it's quite important. So that thing I said about my DNA lineage, I have had the term earth engineer come to me.
Earth engineer.
Yeah, and I've channeled things from Sarah about this as well, because the Holy Family were very much doing this work and seeding things into the earth. And the Lemurians, of course, were kind of like huge on this. So it's not just me. I'm not saying it's just me. There's a lot of us who have done this before. And like, you know, I think I mentioned this before when I was talking about Sarah on the last interview we did. Sarah has taught me how to make power places, because we were the ones who made power places. Like these days, we tend to think, oh, you know, it was only the ancients who could do it. No, we were those ancients. And I'm not saying it's quick and easy work, because it isn't. They, you know, it is a big job, and it does often take years to do, you know, have big effects there. But I just wanted to throw that in there, because I know there'll be people watching who suddenly go, wow, I think I resonate. You know, they feel that. Yeah.
Yes. And so as you mentioned, the chant, doing it with chanting, even the Sri Yantra chant, That's really infusing our field, our energetic field, and the environment around us with this love light, the codes of love and light. I guess that's why we are called light workers. I like to say light bringers or light bearers. But that is the work that many of us sense this need to do. So I just want to thank all of those who do that light work and light bearing, because it will have an effect. It will. We have to hold the vision of New Earth as we do this. And so steady as she goes, I also like to say. And thank you for being that Earth engineer, and everyone for bringing your own lineage forward and being a New Earth engineer. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So tell us about your process for us today.
So I'm going to bring in the energies of the lineage of the blue rose so people can experience it for themselves. And I have found that when we do this, one of them will step forward for each person. And you might feel it, you might not feel it, but they're there with you. And you might also get like signs and things in the days ahead that kind of show you, oh, that was this person. But I will read out some of the names that have come up for us when we've been working. And there'll also be some information coming through about how you can use that blue rose frequency in daily life. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for this. What a magical moment. So we invite our audience to relax and receive. Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome. So yes, take it nice and easy. Take some nice calm breaths coming in. I have some blue rose essence here that I'm just going to send out to everyone. And you might like to focus on your heart centers and just breathe this essence down into your heart. And we're going to call in now the lineage of the blue rose. And these are the men and women who have held this frequency of light down through the aeons. And this frequency, it's very much about the planet as well, the blue pearl Gaia. We're here as guardians for the earth, aligning humanity with beautiful and ascended cosmic forces. And so that lineage is starting to form around us now. You might feel their presence coming in, and it's incredibly beautiful the way the energy comes through, as it's a community. This is a circle of love, of support. And so some of the names that we know of are Mary Magdalene, her daughter Sarah, and Yeshua, Mother Mary, Isis, Hathor, Bastet, and Seshet. We also have Bridie and Bridget, Venus, Aphrodite, Kuan Yin. And just allow these names and these energies just to wash over you. You don't have to think, just allow yourself to be in the energies. Joan of Arc, El Moria, King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table, the Lady of Avalon, Morgan Le Fay, the Priestesses of Avalon, Sophia, Danu, Eden. And we also have Indian goddesses, Sarasvati, Lakshmi, Durga, Kali, and then all the other unnamed men and women who have stood holding this vibration. Now, you might like to feel they're standing in a circle around you so that you can receive their beautiful vibrations around you. You also have Melchizedek, Archangel Michael. Or you might like to feel that you're part of this circle and join in with that community. You might feel that's just where you should be right now, but it doesn't matter. You can stand in the middle, you can join in the circle, whatever feels right to you. And this is the Blue Rose Brother Sisterhood, the lineage of the Blue Rose. And just breathe that energy in, just feel that support right down to your bones, in your body. It's all around you. All is well. All is well. All is well. And then one of the Blue Rose, it could be someone I've mentioned, it could be somebody different. It might be somebody you know, it might be somebody you don't know. Each of us is going to receive a Blue Rose mentor who's going to come and stand with us as guardian, guide, teacher, friend. And just allow yourself to be open to receiving a mentor who's for your highest good. Someone who's here to support you wherever you are in your journey with the Blue Rose. And if you feel comfortable, you can invite them to stand a little bit closer so they come more into your aura, but you do need to give that invitation because they won't go against your free will. So if you're happy, just say, oh yes, please come closer, as close as feels good to you in your energy field. And then they're going to place their hands somewhere on you. It could be on your shoulders. It could be somewhere on your body or somewhere in your chakra system or your energy field where it's most helpful for you right now. And this is in order to support you and help you in this opening process. And you can ask your Blue Rose mentor for any codes, any keys that you need right now, either for yourself or for the new earth. Because, we're amazing conduits. We are the link between the cosmos and the earth, the heaven and earth. And we can offer ourselves as a way of grounding new earth codes, or it could be that our soul is wanting some new earth keys and codes, like for our own evolutionary process. Just give yourself a moment to receive anything like that. Might come as a color, as an energy. And just have the intention you're only receiving those things which are for your highest good. Your highest good. And then I'm just going to open to Sarah, who's the keeper of the Blue Rose Flame, and ask her for a message of how we can best use this frequency. And I'll just see what she says. She might channel, she might just give me a message. I don't know. We'll see. So she's saying the key is really to focus on your heart. So when you want to work with these frequencies of the Blue Rose, Call in the lineage all around you. Call in your Blue Rose mentor guide. If it's comfortable, place your hands on your heart or place your awareness there. And then she's saying, when you do this, you're creating this kind of bubble, this beautiful blue rose energy. And it is very much about aligning the cosmic energies with Gaia, just as the temples did in Malta and Turkey. They would always keep aligning their temples to these different constellations. And we are kind of like walking temples, and we can align ourselves through request to the Blue Rose lineage. We don't even have to know astronomy or anything. We can just say, you know, I'm willing to create this bubble of energy. And then you can bless things with this energy. So you can bless water. You just hold the water in your hands and say, you know, beautiful Blue Rose lineage, please send a blessing through me into this water. And then you can drink it, you can give it to somebody else, you can pour it into the ocean. So it's always good to have an intent of what the water's for before you ask for the blessing, to make sure it comes through at the right frequency. I think the water is kind of where they want to go with this. I think water, you could take it in a bottle then and then go and sprinkle it on land somewhere. You could place a bowl of water over a piece of paper with a situation on it that you wanted healed. It feels very much like, for this, they're saying the water holds the blessing and carries the blessing in a very gentle and way that's safe for everyone concerned. So I'll just see if Sarah wants to say anything else about that. she's just saying, and I was going to talk about this a bit later, but she's just saying Mother Mary has a very Durga energy, and Durga, she's a Hindu goddess that's fierce. She is a fierce mother bear, protectress. And she's saying, you know, when you're doing this blessing work, it's always good to bring Mother Mary in first. So you have that very strong blue, dark blue, like protector energy with you. Of course, you can call on Archangel Michael or anybody that you work with as well, but Mother Mary is just very aligned with that blue rose protection energy. So so take any last deep breaths of this blue rose lineage, and just know that you can call on them anytime you want to, like before going to sleep, when you wake up in the morning, and they will lift your energies, they will support you. And I have to say, since working with them, I kind of never feel alone, because I call them in when I feel like a bit, oh, I could do with a bit of support here. And then suddenly, it is suddenly like having like a cheerleading squad or something all the way around you. So just remember that you can call them in anytime that you need it. So just let go of that image now and bring yourself back to your normal levels of awareness. Feel yourself really grounded into the ascended Gaia.
Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling the frequency of the blue rose flame was so exquisite. I truly hope everyone could feel that essence. It's very calming. It's
Mm,
very confident. It's
yeah.
very comforting. Wow. And so we can feel that. We're never going to forget that feeling. And we're going to call it in as you did. I would love to hear from those who maybe felt their mentor come in. Please, in our chat box somewhere. Did you get your mentor and what was that like for you? Mine was very interesting. There were three. They were a pod, three together. Abigail is the name I got for the three of them. Abigail. Never heard that. So anyway, very, very comforting. And they were, for me personally, infusing, again, I want to use that word confidence, infusing a mission for me. And so I feel fortified right now and powerful. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really happy to hear that. And because they hold kind of the original energy of what divine feminine power is, and which has been so annihilated in our cultures. And so when you connect with them, it's just kind of there, you know. It's really lovely. I'm so glad you felt that.
Beautiful. Linda says Mother Mary was her mentor. So calm and yet powerful. See, it's very calm, but there's a powerful confidence. There's a powerful knowingness. It's not overboard. It's a centeredness, conviction. I love it. Sherry says, beautiful. King Arthur came to her. Very cool. Sue says, Kuan Yin arrived on her dragon and offered me her vial with the nectar of compassion. Very cool. So moving forward on the planet with this, we take this energy and we put it into everything that we create, every step that we take, and we can infuse it in our neighborhood. When we're driving in our car, we can, as you said, we can bless it. So really great. Sam got Sophia, gentle, strong, and beautiful. And Ron, yes, beautiful brother, if you missed out on this and just joined us, you can still watch the replay and be absorbed, immersed in this energy. So we hope you will watch it because, again, this frequency, it was palpable for me. It was a unique feeling and a unique vibration that we can't forget. We can't go backwards. Doug had Michael, Archangel Michael, come in. Beautiful. I also resonated with Elmora. In fact, in this transmission, when we were, I was receiving a bunch of codes as you were sharing that with Sarah's message. And I had heard, we've been working with you even last night and yesterday. So it was even before today's show, which outside of time and space, we know that happens. Even in our dream space, we can start to begin to get these messages. So I think it's fascinating and I love it. Again, Elmora, he's one of my guides, and just he was here today and he stepped forward, and but then Abigail, three, almost angel-like, feminine angel energy. So that was really cool. All right. Eden, bringing rejuvenation. Ah, beautiful, Katharina. Thank you, Randy Antelecki. Symphonic resonance and sympathetic resonance. Wonderful. So thank you for sharing that experience with us. As we do go out in our field, I know you shared Sarah's message. But as we go forward, any other recommendation just to be present with this, to call it in, as you mentioned, moving forward, to focus on it?
Yeah, I mean, if someone really feels like, you know, they need to have a period of time where they're working with this energy, then I would, you know, every morning bring in that energy and ask the Blue Rose lineage to be with you and support you through the day. Bless a glass of water every morning, water it on your plants, bless your crystals, you know, kind of create that infusion of Blue Rose energies. I've really noticed the difference. It's just, I talk to my neighbors more. I feel so much more love in my heart. I'm more hopeful. I mean, it really works. So try it.
We will be trying it. Thank you. And when you were saying the water holds the blessing of the blue rose flame, I actually wrote that down, and I saw watering the plants, knowing that the water, even if when you put it in the river over here, there's a river that I'm going to be doing this chanting in the water with, and I saw it going into the ocean. And so it's powerful work. So thank you for the transmission and the messages for this.
Oh, you're welcome. You're really welcome. And I just want to say, you know, this energy is coming up so strong now, not just through me, but through other channels and other teachers. And, you know, I'm just one of the people like delivering this message. And the time is now, you know, it's all about the Blue Rose lineage right now for me.
Beautiful. Yes. And your hair, you've made your hair blue.
Yes.
So you're really embodying the blueness. And so love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing this beautiful transmission. I'd like for you to, if there's anyone in our audience who has a question for our beautiful speaker today, Rachel, she will be able to take some questions and interact with you and help you in any way that she can. But we're going to talk right now about a special offer that Rachel has. It's a webinar and it's activations. So I'm going to put the link in our Dropbox or in our chat box, and you can actually share more about what this includes. It's a beautiful way that people can work with you and the Blue Rose Flame.
Yeah, so it's a really nice way of starting with working with the Blue Rose, because so it's an ancient order, and a lot of us have been in this order or lineage before. And as we know, life on Earth, it's not all been roses. So there are blue rose wounds that a lot of us are carrying in our soul energies. So that's a good place to start once you've connected with the energies, is to see if some of that can, through divine grace, be shifted so that you can kind of realign your energies. There's so much that actually a lot of us don't see about ourselves because the wounds are like covering our eyes. So in this activation, Mother Mary comes in. She has this really, like I said, like fierce protection energy. Then you get your Blue Rose Code mentor coming in, and then we receive a realignment of our chakra system. Because when we hold, so one way we can see it is we hold these wounds energetically in different chakras, which pull our chakras out of alignment, which means we don't get this nice flow going up and down. So they are going to give us a realignment. For each person, it will be different, and it will be like what is for your highest good right now. And then once we've had that, we get a beautiful blessing from the Blue Rose Flame from Sarah and her mother, Mary Magdalene. And I love working with Mary Magdalene energies because she's so deeply in the body and full felt emotion and sensuality. So it kind of brings it all right down. And that goes down into the deepest center of your being and your crystalline heart. So that's it's going to be beautiful.
Yes, love it. Thank you so much for that. That is a group session, a webinar coming up, and it'll be recorded as well. So if you can't join live, you can always tune into it and receive those energies. As we know, it goes quantum outside of time and space. Thank you for that. And then there's also other activations. So more than just the webinar, if you want to do more, there's activations assisting us in our evolutionary process. Tell us about those.
Yeah, so I kind of really went to town with this offer, Lauren. I was just like, it's just the time. I wanted to make it available for people as much as possible. So over the last few years, I've worked with Sarah, who holds this blueprint for the new earth and for our evolutionary process with different chakras. So we have a bundle of 4 activations. Each activation is very intensely focused on a particular area. And we've got the sacral, we've got the heart, we've got the brain, which of course, you know, includes the chakras around it, but they wanted to like realign and reprogram the brain as a particular thing. And then one for our divine spark, which is seen as being held between the heart and the solar plexus. And it's called the Hrit Padma in Sanskrit. And so there's a bundle of 4 of those. And it's because it's one of Sarah's speciality, is realigning us to the new earth.
Yeah, very, very interesting. The realignment, when we went through that process and you were having us, I think Sarah was mentioning this alignment with the cosmos, we don't even have to have astrology. I felt that. I felt it. It was very expansive, and it was just very, wasn't even straight up. It was just out. It was, and there's questions coming in as well that we're going to get to in just a moment. So I just want to have you go into some other, because again, alignment with the cosmos, we did feel that. But there's a few more items. And I want to say that go to town on this special offer. Thank you. Thank you for going to town, because it really is a big value, beautiful items in this. And this is a great investment for anyone. It's a small price for a beautiful package of items. You have an offer, initiation into the blue rose flame. This is another option for everyone. So tell us about this one.
So we have a really powerful channeled symbol that we work with for the blue rose flame, which, as I said, is the essence of the lineage. And you get initiated into that energetically, into your heart center, so that you become a living flame of the blue rose and can just, you know, walk around shining this light out, healing with it. It's a start to a much deeper process. If you want it to be, you might just be happy with that and you could just leave it there, and that's fine. But it opens up all sorts of possibilities.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful. And then finally, there's another option, which is coming into Sarah's embrace, a new way to live. These are 4 classes that are home study at your own pace, access whenever you'd like. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so this was a series that I put together for people who either haven't heard of Sarah before or wanted to work much more deeply with her, because it tells you, like, she's so new. Who is she? What does she do? Tells you about her work, and then gives you ways of calling her in, chants to work with her, spiritual practices. And each class has like deep meditations, deep activations or healing sessions where you can really, really connect to that energy. And I've heard from people who have, you know, used the classes, is they just keep going back to them. They said, can I really just use these over and over again? I'm like, yes. Yes, you can. And yeah, you'll get whatever you need each time.
Yes, that's what makes them so healing. It's the energy's always there, and the energy meets us exactly where we are. So as we evolve, we go back. It's a evolutional spiral, and as we change and shift, and we go back and listen to them again, there's new energy and frequency that meets us from that next level. So that is where it goes quantum, and it's so beautiful. So again, that special offer is available for everyone. Please check out the link in our Zoom chat box. It's also in the replay on the page. Find that special offer button. And wherever you're watching or listening to this video, you'll see a link to that special offer in the description box. We really appreciate that, Rachel. Again, it's a bundle. It includes everything. Every option includes everything before it. So it progresses. It's just a very nice investment for those who want to tune in and tap in anywhere along the way. So please check that out. And I'd like to share some comments that are coming in. When I felt that blue ray energy, I'll say blue rose flame energy, it was palpable and it was slightly different. I mean, when you really tune in and slow down,
Yeah.
it is something, again, confident, powerful, beautiful, harmonious, but very activating and connected. I want to use that word connected, but confidence is really key for me. So I also want to share Linda. Linda says, I almost feel as if a new vibration was awakened within me with what we did today. Difficult to put into words, but how might I embody and hold this until it is a permanent part of all my bodies and cellular structure? This is such a deep and resonating blessing.
So everything is always about intention. If you want something to happen, you hold the intention that it happens, and then you put your thoughts towards it every day. And you can either use the practices that we've come up with here, or you can ask the Blue Rose lineage to give you your own practices, because you might have your own specialities and things that you do. And they're generally very, very simple, because this is the divine feminine. I'm not knocking the guys, but you know, we tend to do things in a very easy way that just comes through intuition. So ask for your own practices or use the ones we've done, and then honestly just a few minutes every day. But it's the consistency. It's like with everything, isn't it? You know, we kind of all know this. Like if we want to get better at running, we need to do a bit of running every day. If we want to lose weight, we need to like do something to burn up those calories or use a few less calories every day. It is just about consistency and your intention. It's very easy, to be honest.
Very easy, but consistency, showing up every day. And as you looked at that portal, right? Your consistency of just showing up, and that actually creates a portal and working with the energy. So consistency is key. So let's everyone use this and empower our dreams. That's a really good piece of advice, to ask for the instruction, to ask for the codes. I think I'm going to be busy this afternoon putting into action what I received as well in this. So again, I just have to thank you, because it really was palpable and powerful. And I truly hope that all of these new earth leaders who are watching can sense that and feel that, and do something special today with this energy. Remember to go into the frequency again, ask to receive, and go for it. Quite beautiful. I wanted to.
Oh, sorry.
No, Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention we've got a Blue Rose Flame group on Facebook. So please come and write your inspirations that you get on there. We all go on there and share different things. And that, you know, it's another really easy way of like being reminded about things, because when you work with these energies and you work with these practices, stuff will come up, because you're bringing in the vibrations to clear your woundings, to clear your old stuff. And that's where it gets difficult, is when you're working with your shadow stuff. And that's when you need to be reminded. That's when you need to have the support. So it's good to have a community around you.
Yes, beautiful. Just to share and bounce off ideas. I wanted to share Sherry's comment. She says, when I close my eyes, I see the most beautiful blue. Is this the blue rose?
I mean, I would say so. I tend to see colors. So when Sarah started coming to me, I started seeing green. When it's Yeshua, I see sort of a yellow gold. And when it's Mary Magdalene, I see a very bright, like fuchsia pink. And with the blue rose, I see blue.
Beautiful. Sam has a comment saying, yes, quantum healing, stepping into the blue rose, phenomenal. Rachel is a generous teacher, such a loving way to honor our earth, our ancestors, and each other. Thank you. Sherry adds that it's like an ombre of blue, if that makes sense. Love it. Thank you, Sherry. Yes. And a lot of gratitude coming into you. And thank you for sharing this blue. I want to go to our audience. Destiny, hi, sister. We will allow you to unmute yourself. You don't need to be allowed, but you can unmute yourself right now. There's a question you have for Rachel. How can Rachel help you, Destiny? If you're still with us, Destiny. Well, we'll give you a moment to connect in, Destiny, if you're still with us. Rachel, again, this is a beautiful time with you today. And as we say goodbye or wrap up, is there any other message that you might want to offer from Sarah just to stay our course? It feels really good right now, connecting in with this energy like there's no problem in our reality. But we know that some of us could get pulled sideways. So do you have a final message for any of us?
Yeah, so I'll tune in and ask Sarah to give us a quick message. I mean, there's so many things that I could have talked about in this conversation. I'm actually going to sit and start writing when I finish the next 4-month training in a couple of weeks. And then we're starting another one in August, because there's just so much and I can't go into it all. But one really important thing is about we learn how to tune into our own soul energy. And I think that's where the throat chakra thing comes in that you mentioned earlier, Loren, with the blue color, because it's about expressing who we truly are. We each hold a part of the divine plan. It gets expressed so much through our throat chakra, and they're very much supporting us with that as well. But I'll tune in to Sarah and see what last words she has for us for the challenges of the world that we're living in. I'll just go quiet for a few moments, and then when I start talking again, it will be Sarah. Welcome, welcome. I am Sarah. My heart is blazing forth love and passion for this conversation that has been taking place on this day, because each journey of healing starts with a group of collective souls, such as you have been here on this time. This is what I would say is reach out to those around you. This is not a work to be done alone. When you connect to the blue rose flame, to the lineage of the blue rose, it gives you greater courage to connect out to your brothers and sisters who are working with you. It means you can share your triumphs. It means you can share your woes and your struggles. And this is what will see you through the darkest nights and give you joy on your brightest days. It's time now to come into ever greater community in a way that supports and shares love, and we will be supporting you every step of the way. I am Sarah, and my blessings are upon you, and I tell you, all is well, all is well, all is well. Blessed be. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. So beautiful. The frequency of your voice changed as you were sharing her words. Awesome. What a beautiful message. Beautiful message to reach out to the community and to share our love and support love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So a couple of questions. I saw Destiny. Destiny, you made it back. So real quick, what is your question, sister? Thank you, Destiny. Hi.
Hey, I was told that I am in the lineage of, with regards to Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and I really believe that, and I know that with all of my heart. But recently it's like something has shifted, and not to such a great extent, and I'm kind of in a place now where it's like I'm not even sure what's happening right now. But I do know who I am and where I'm from, and I know I'm from that blue rose. So I guess I'm just looking for some inspiration from Sarah or any that is available.
Okay.
So that and for others too. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that with us, Destiny. I'm just going to tune into Sarah and see what she wants to bring forward.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lauren.
So the first thing that's coming through is that Sarah says, when she had her life here on the earth as Sarah, there were a lot of challenges for her. And when the Ascended Masters ascend, it's not because they healed everything about their lives. They got to a place of divine wisdom, and through divine grace, they ascended because they had collected all this light. There's still stuff in the ancestral line that needs healing. And there's many people here on the earth today who are aspects of Sarah with her soul energy. And then there's many people who share that DNA lineage as well. And we are all healing a lot of these wounds. Now, one of the reasons why Sarah loves community so much is because in that lifetime as Mary Magdalene and Yeshua's daughter, she was intensely lonely. So it's beautiful for her when we come into community, and it's healing for her. So what I would say to you as a sister of the Blue Rose is really look after yourself and really care for yourself, and look for the healing that you need and the people to support you as well, because everything we heal, we're healing for the collective.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Destiny. And there's a few more questions. And Rebecca, I saw your hand up. If you still have your question, we can get to that. Ron has a question. What does it mean when I saw a pink rose inside as you were doing the first part? Can you please give clarity? I never saw this before in the channeled message.
Okay, so I'll just ask for a bit of guidance, see what comes through. Okay, so one thing I wanted to mention earlier, but didn't get around to it, is this idea of, because some people think of the blue rose as like a divine feminine order that men can't be in. And, you know, Sarah is this, she's a real empowering woman that says, we have to move forward together, the divine masculine and the divine feminine together. Now is not the time for a matriarchy or a patriarchy. We're moving into the new age, united as one. And all of us, of course, we're both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. For me, that pink rose, that's your divine feminine that's stepping forward for you to love. And that's part of yourself. You might see it outside of you. It might appear in your outside world as a woman or in some other way, or even in a man, depending on your sexuality. Because like I said, we all have men and women in divine masculine and feminine inside of us. And we've all been divine masculine and feminine in past lives. We don't want to like miss out half of humanity. And that is such a strong message from Sarah, is like, it's all about the oneness. It's being the whole of who we are.
Cool. Thank you. Ron says, wow. Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Ron. Let's go to Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. You can unmute and ask your question. Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm overflowing with questions to the point that I'm almost muted. I just had little snippets of flashbacks throughout the entire presentation. Bless you. So the first thing I wanted to ask about was El Moria. When you said El Moria, I had my eyes closed throughout most of that, but my eyes just blew open because, and I know really nothing about him, except years ago I had, what was it called? Orosoma quintessence. And it was the fragrance of El Moria. And I loved it more than anything else that's ever come my way. And interestingly, it sort of disappeared. Okay, it was stolen. Yeah. But I've never stopped loving it. And if you can tell me anything about that. Also, I kept seeing those colors of Sarah and Mary Magdalene and, oh, who was the other one? Yeshua, Isa.
Okay.
In your blue rose that you have in the corner there. It flashed on the outer parts of the rose. And I've been seeing blue sparkles, which I assumed came from the Arcturians, and the blues are just so with me. more than ever. And Lord knows I need healing at this point, because I took on something that was involved have you ever heard of first waivers? I've just learned that that's the generation that I'm from. And I made a commitment until just recently. When Pluto went into Aquarius, it's like that commitment, I feel, was completed. And now I'm ready to blossom into something completely new, to make my have the fulfillment that I've always dreamed of, from service to the cosmos.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'm just gonna come in there, because I wanted to go back to what you were saying about El Moria. I think I used to have that Aura Soma essence as well. It was a kind of a light blue, I think. But
Yes.
yeah. I remember really, for me, it had this really strongly protective essence. And I love that you were seeing like the colors in that blue rose. And I wouldn't discount the Arcturian thing, because that is another energy it's bringing in the energies of the cosmos. It's the roots are going out into the cosmos with the blue rose and aligning them down into the earth. So it is amazingly expansive. There's a lot of stuff in there. But I wondered, Loren, did you want to say something about El Moria? Because you sound like you know quite a lot about it.
Well, I just know that El Moira, I too, he's one of my guides, but I need to get closer to him and understand him better. And whenever I meditate and bring in his energy, he's really a no nonsense. I took notes yesterday when he came into me. I don't, gosh, I don't have them with me right now. I can't remember, but it really is just stay in the heart and be focused on love. But Rebecca, what you said when you felt that strong resonance, that is a sign, that's an indicator that he is part of your lineage, or he's to be in your field, or for you to pay attention to. The same thing happened to me with Djwal Khul. When I first heard Djwal Khul's name, or I read him, I saw his image in a book, and it was like I was just struck by it. And so Djwal Khul is one of my master guides. So that's all I can say, really. But El Moira is part of the Blue Ray Collective as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
This has been just delightful, ladies. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. Let's go to Susan. I think it's Susan and Bob. Hi.
Hi. How are you, Loren?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Okay, my question is, I've been seeing, I guess they're geometric shapes. They've been happening actually as we were doing the blue rose process. And they're like a navy blue, and they're like symbols, but I don't understand what they are. Also, I will see the powder blue, the green, the yellow, the gold. Am I associating with the blue rose? And I also was told that Isis now is one of my angel guardians. Now I found out that she's from the blue rose. She has appeared to me twice this week already in her angel form.
Yeah, so Isis was a very very goddess with the Egyptians. She had connections to Sirius, the Pleiades, very cosmic. So there's all sorts of blues as well in the blue rose. It's not just like that color behind me or my hair, or it can be like different vibrations of it, including those kind of greeny ocean blues as well. And I also get It's one of the reasons why I wanted to wear something with some white in it.
Yes.
The blue rose has an angelic order. You know, there's angels of the blue rose, and they're white with, you get like tinges of blue like running through them, and it just, you know, holds that angelic frequency, because of course, you know, we put these words on things and give them names and give them stories, but the blue rose, it's a divine principle, and all divine principles have angelic hosts that go around to sort of, they are, how can we say, the technicians of the universe. They make it so. It's a bit like when you get these designer programs and the designer says, oh, this is my vision and do this and do that. Well, the angels are the ones that have to then go and then turn it into like reality. So yeah,
Okay.
so yeah.
I just had one other question though. I've been seeing like through my eyes, like fluidity of motion. Like if I close my eyes, it's almost like you see fluid moving of different colors, and they're actually swirling and moving. Is that like the angelic realm coming through sometimes?
Oh, let me just check with Sarah about that and see what she says. Is that just tonight or generally?
It's been happening the last 2 months.
Okay.
It'll just happen mostly at night before I want to go to sleep.
Okay. Okay, I'll see what Sarah says. So there's this stage of sleep, which is not quite sleep and it's not quite awake. So I guess it's not a stage of sleep. It's a liminal space. It's an in-between space. I think it's called hypnagogic or something like that. And it's a bit like one of those states that you get when you're under hypnosis. And it's quite often that people see things happening, like visually and colours and things like that. But it's also something that we use when we're using our psychic senses and when we're using particularly our third eye. So that's when I asked Sarah, that's the sense that I'm getting. It's seeing that sort of third eye landscape as you're going into sleep and probably getting ready to astral travel off to wherever it is that you're going. You could try, so I don't know if you've ever tried this before, but before you go to sleep, you can ask to be taken to like the halls of learning, the Akashic records, different ascended master ashrams. You could like really utilize that and see what your experiences are.
Oh, thank you, because it was happening last night. And I'm like, and you're right, though. I had this I guess I was somewhere and somebody said they haven't seen me for like 1,000 years. So they wanted to connect with me. And I'm like, okay. So it's almost like I went back in time to like a past life. It's been a wild month.
Okay.
Very cool. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. And one last question. This is from Ron. Ron had an earlier question, but Ron, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thank you so much, Lauren and Rachel. God bless you both. I just got distracted and got a phone call, so I missed part of the blue initiation. I'm going to do the replay, but I was concerned as a male that, okay, I have the blue. I never saw this blue, beautiful rose come in my heart. And that was feminine, yes. And I'm a male, and I'm like, oh my God. But the strength I felt from the Blu-ray, would that help to balance me and make me feel protected? Because I feel I have to help. I've been helping a lot of women get empowered when they're in bad situations, but I've been an honorable warrior helping them, but I don't feel empowered as a male. That's like I wasn't mothered, And maybe that's why the Divine Mother chose to mother me and give me like that beautiful blessing of the feminine presence. But I always look out for the females who've been wounded. So
Okay.
I'm wondering if that the
Hmm.
blue is going to give me the balance of the male energy, because I got distracted, like something made me, I'm looking for the part. So there was something that came, a phone call right in the middle of it. And I was like, oh, I got to answer this, but I wanted to receive it. So I'm
Yeah.
just
Okay.
wondering if you can help me figure out, please,
Yeah.
if that would be appropriate.
I'll ask Sarah and see what she says. So just give
I
me a
appreciate
moment.
it very much. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. This is important.
So I think it's interesting that you got that phone call just at that point. And
Yes.
there's also something about, you're saying you didn't get the mothering that you needed. So that's also another sort of interruption in you receiving these energies.
Yes.
And sometimes we tend to give to others what we didn't receive. So
Wow.
giving out this healing to women that are wounded,
Yes.
you haven't, as you said, had the mothering that you would have liked to have had. So what I'm getting from Sarah is to really call on that Mother Mary energy. And you can imagine her as, I mean, you might get it in another way, but I see her very much as a dark blue energy,
Wow.
like coming around you and
Wow.
asking her for
Thank you.
that energy that you need in your heart. And I would do this as a practice every day in meditation. And what should start to happen is, as you are bringing in this energy, because mothers, they're human beings and they're doing the best that they can, but
Thank
the
you.
real mother is the Divine Mother, of course. And Mother Mary is a archetype for that we can call on to receive that Divine Mother energy. So you can call on Mother Mary to infuse you with this beautiful mother energy. And then what should start to happen is that in your outside life, the people that you need, the situations that you need should start to start moving so that you can receive that healing on the inside. And of course, if you need to find a healer, find a therapist, whatever you feel inspired to do, because give this healing to yourself, and then you will have so much more to give to other people.
I appreciate this. Thank you. I receive it. There was 2 praying hands that came in spirit as you were talking, and they kept blessing me. These big praying hands came together, and they were white, glowing with, illuminating with white energy, and yet they had sleeves. I couldn't see where they were going. They were so big, the arms, but it had blue. And then the angel turned the back as you finished to show me you're supported, and the divine is loving you and supporting you. So that was important to meet you today. Thank you, Loren. Thank you very much, Rachel. I appreciate it. And I need the Blu-ray, so I've got to do this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love you. God bless you.
Oh,
Oh my
thank you.
God.
Coolness.
That
Thank
was
you.
so nice.
Thank you, Ron. Beautiful. Thank you for everyone who was here today receiving this beautiful blue rose flame. We will work with it in our world now. And so, Rachel, thank you as well. We invite everyone to check out the special offer packages that people can work with you on. Really a great gift for you to offer everyone, a great value, an investment in the soul. And it's so beautiful. We're looking forward to it. And thank you for the beautiful messages today. We are feeling inspired and actually activated, ready to go forward and create with this blue rose flame energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Rachel.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful being here.
And thank you, everyone. Your light is bright and we have lit up the world. We thank you for receiving this beautiful transmission today. And thank you for taking it into the world. We love you and we say thank you. Namaste. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Galey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe. Music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.